Okay, guys, let's talk about the strike fast offense. And today we're going to talk about the inside zone 5 different ways. And just some things and some thoughts, and then we'll get into some of the diagrams and we'll get into the videos. So the first thing is if you're an inside zone team, a tight zone team, or a veer team, I think there's 5 different ways we're going to introduce to you guys and give you some key coaching points on how you can implement it into your offense. And I think the biggest thing here is it's really easy to install. And it's really just tweaking a few different players here and there. But for the most part, it's really simple and it's easy for your offensive line. We've got options here for 1 and 2 back running game. So if you're just a 1-back spread team, that's fine. You can utilize an H-back or a fullback, and it's still the same blocking scheme up front. It gives you your ability for your offense to look really multiple by formation and 1-back, 2-back, and it really keeps it simple for your players. And then the bottom one there, it has run-pass options. Those have become so popular, whether you have a dual-threat quarterback or not. But the ability to read a second-level defender and take advantage of a vacated spot on the defense with that. Okay, so the first way is just a typical zone read. We've added a bubble to it. So we've got it all drawn up against a 4-4 defense here. The inside zone, where we want to run this thing right at the midline. We're going to run out of the pistol, and this thing has a chance to cut back based on how we're blocking. So in a perfect world, we're going to run this thing at the 3 technique, where we're going to, have the direction of the play go towards the 3 technique, but we're going to have a good double team right there on that shaded player, that nose guard, to the front side backer. Our backside tackle now is going to step, secure his B gap, and climb. These guys are going to step the play side gap, step the play side gap, maybe even create a double team to that strong safety. But again, we're trying to attack this midline right here and have this thing come out the back door. We've got good movement right there, and we're going to read this backside in. So it's a typical, this is the first way that we put it in. It's a zone read. You can also choose just to block that second level defender and have your quarterback run it. In this case, we put the bubble in, so it's really it's also a run pass option here for your quarterback as well. So here's your first read. If he's up the field, it's going to be a give. You carry out your fake, and your tailback's going to carry the football. If he runs and collapses and he gives you the pull read, now you're going to get your eyes to this will. If he runs wide with the bubble, now your quarterback just keeps it. If he feathers on down and collapses in on you, now you throw the bubble, and that's the second part of that read. So that's the first way we want to put that in here. So we're going to take a look at some video from practice footage of just blocking this and watching the quarterback and the tailback work out of the pistol and go through their reads. Here it is right here, 1 back, no tight end. We're going to run it here to the right. So you're going to see a double team right here to this front side backer. Step to the wide 5, step, secure your gap. We're going to read this guy right here. We're going to work out the pistol. Important thing here is that the quarterback gives the tailback the midline right there. He opens up and gets his eyes to the read key. Obviously this is an inside zone period. If not, we'd have a bubble runner out here, and he'd run that. This guy would go block, and then this would be our next read right there. So if this guy collapsed down, we would throw the bubble if we got the read to pull it. If he ran wide, then the quarterback would just keep it. So we'll take a look at this right here. Okay, so now he's taken the midline. He's a little bit off the midline right there, but we're going to get good movement here. We're going to get good collapsing down by our left tackle. Now the quarterback gets the read because he collapses to the mesh point. The key coaching point for your quarterback is get the ball to your back hip, so now you can ride it to your front hip while you're on the read right there, and then you can pull it. So we'll take a look at this. This is where the quarterback will pull it, and now what he could do is he would have that next, the bubble phase if you had that in there, but an inside run, we didn't have that. So let's take a look at another one right here. We're going to run it here to the left. Again, it's the same front. We're going to get our double team to the front side backer, base block, step, secure, and now we're going to read this guy right here. Come to your back hip. I'd like to make sure that quarterback's eyes are on that defender. And now he's able to pull it and keep it. And then, again, repeating myself, if we had the bubble out there, he could take the bubble. So this is the first way we've installed it. Now let's go here to the next way. It's going to be a 2-back It's going to be a split flow zone here where it's going to be an automatic give. So you're going to see the quarterback still going to carry out his fake, but now everything is the same. Now we've got the H-back. This was the guy that we had been reading in the previous play. Now what we're going to do is we're still going to try and create that double team movement to there. Step, secure your B gap. Step, play side gap, step, play side gap, possible double team there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to trap that C gap, and we're going to try and get this thing out the back door right there. This is an automatic give. So this is our split flow. So this is the second way that you can put this thing in. And again, you're in a 2-back set here, but nothing changes for everybody up front. Still the same call for your offensive line. Okay, let's move on to some video here now. Again, it's going to be the same front. We don't have a tight end in there, but we're going to get a double team here to a front side backer. We're going to step inside to that backer. This is the guy that we typically read. We're going to step, block, and now here comes our split flow. He's going to trap the C gap. He's going to trap the first man outside of your offensive tackle. So if this guy's up the field, we want to hit that upfield inside shoulder. If he tries to collapse it, now we have to log it. Now this thing can bounce with that. So we'll take a look at this here. So again, this is our split flow. Same footwork and everything by the tailback and the quarterback. There's just no read. Okay, there's our double team. Trying to create a double team to the next level. We're covering this guy up. We're kicking out the inside shoulder right there. And now on this one here, you're going to see that the tailback has daylight. But typically what we tell these guys is, in the past with inside zone, it's been A gap to A gap. Now with this, we're going to take this midline, and there's a possibility you might see daylight if this front side backer buries his head, and this is what happens in this case. But for the most part, you want to attack the midline, and then this thing's going to come off to the back side. But this thing does hit front side. There was daylight, and you can see it right there. So here it is again. We're building a double team. 4 eyes on a linebacker. Base block, step, secure, come on up. Kick it out. And there it is. Now we're going to run it to the left here. Now, it does not have to be, full split flow. Where we're bringing this H back across the formation. You could line him up here. You can utilize motion and know that he is going to kick out the guy that you typically read. What we want here is, because we run power, and our H-back a lot of times takes us to the football in some cases, but with this, what we wanted here is we wanted the full split flow, but you don't have to have the full split flow. So we'll take a look at this one right here. This is an automatic give. This is the second way you can install this. It's an automatic give. You've got to get 4 eyes on a linebacker right there. We're covering him up. We're going to come kick out the inside target here. It makes it easy when that guy goes up the field. Got to get the center off onto the front side backer right there. Do a great job of coaching line of scrimmage movement, but 4 eyes on a linebacker for those linebackers that want to run through gaps. Okay, moving on to the third way. It's going to be a split flow wrap read. So it's going to be a read play for your quarterback. It's going to be a 2-back play. But now what you're going to get here is you're going to get a wrapping H-back here who's going to wrap. He's going to bypass the read, and now he's going to lead. Really what this is for, it's for the teams that want to scrape that want to come off here and collapse and then scrape over top, so we can have a good answer to that. And it gives your quarterback a lead blocker here. So the same thing remains the same versus this front. If we're running it here to the right, we're going to get our double team movement to the front side backer, step, play side, step, secure. We're going to get the read here. So if this guy's up the field, it doesn't matter that we've got this wrapper. The tailback's going to get the football, and now he's just got to follow his read. When this guy collapses, this H-back is coming on a path to come around here and lead, and we'll dig this out right here. We'll base block that, and now your quarterback, if he gets the collapse and the pull read, now he's got a lead blocker right there with that H-back. So the path is a little bit different with the split flow wrap read. Typically we bring this H across to trap the C gap. Now we're going to come on a flatter path to avoid. If this guy's up the field, and he's going to do his best job to avoid, but if he's up the field, it's a give anyways. There might be a collision there, but this guy's got to try and do his best he can to avoid that right there. So that's the third way and that's the split flow wrap read. So now we'll take a look at some video here. Again, it's the 4-4 front. The blocking's the same. Now the H-back's just going to take a different path. Quarterback's got to go through his read. Okay, so now we've got the read. We're going to avoid this read key here for the give or the pull. And then we're going to come back and we're going to be a lead blocker. Quarterback on this one now pulls it. And now we've got the good lead blocker. He's up on the backer that we want him on, although the left tackle can get him blocked. But as you can see, the concept of it here, we're getting a good double team here to the front side backer. We've got to stay on that thing right there. We're getting the read to pull it. Bring the ball to your back hip, ride it. Here's your lead blocker. And now this guy's not the best of runners, but again, we've got bodies on bodies, and you can see the concept behind the wrap read split flow. Take a look at another one right here. Got to avoid it. And now there's your lead blocker, and then everyone got buried in there for the tailback run. Now you got your quarterback on the perimeter here with a lead blocker. Take a look at it one more time here. Now we're going to run it here to the left, where the quarterback's going to read to the right. Come to your back hip, eyes are on there. We're going to avoid the read key. We've got our double team with eyes on a backer. Gets the pull. We're covering up the backside backer, and now you've got your lead blocker right there, so you can see that. Okay, again, now let's move on to the fourth way here. It's split flow, ISO, zone. So everything stays the same. Now, in these next two, in the fourth version and the fifth version, the only thing that changes is for the backside tackle. So if we're running it here to the right, the only thing that changes here for the backside tackle, now we're going to block the read key that we did in the first three, that we didn't block in the first three concepts here. Now we're just going to block them. So now what we're doing, everything's the same now. We're in the fourth version, so it's an ISO zone. So everything's the same here. Building the double team to the front side backer. Step, play side gap. Step, play side gap up to strong safety. Now we're going to base this. Now we're going to ISO him. So now we're going to ISO him here with the H-back. It's going to look like a split flow. Okay, it's an automatic give. It's going to look like we're still going to have our eyes out here, like as if we're reading him, but we're not. It's an automatic give. And now it's just a different way to attack that player right there. Everything's the same on the line of scrimmage here except for the backside tackle, but now we're going to ISO him, and then in the next version you'll see how we run past him. So it's just another way to attack the defense. So we'll take a look at this right here. We're going to run this here to the left. So we've got a base block, base block. There's our double team right here. We're going to base the backside end. So the play side's here to the left. And now it's going to be a split flow ISO zone. So it's those two guys for those two. This guy's got his head buried in there a little bit. He's got to have his eyes on that. But now there's our ISO block. There's our double team coming off. Looks pretty good right there. And there's our daylight right there. It's a good scheme that you can see right there on film. Take a look at it one more time. There's our double team. There's our ISO. Okay, we'll take a look at another clip here now. We've got the H-back set to the right. So we're going to run zone right with the split flow. We're going to isolate that backer. So where this left tackle right here now is going to block out, we're going to have our double team to the front side backer. We're going to base. You're going to see the split flow ISO action right here. Same thing by the quarterback and the tailback. Give him the midline. There's no read on this. Automatic give. So there's our double team. Trying to climb to the next backer. We've got our base block here. There's our ISO. Decent collision, good vision by the back here, and now this thing has a chance to get out the back door. So we'll take a look at that one more time. Okay, so let's take a look at our final way here, our fifth way of running the inside zone. Now this one's going to be with a run pass option here. So what you've got here now is we're going to read a second level defender. So this is the fifth way, so it's similar. As you're teaching this, the first three ways, everyone on the line of scrimmage blocks it the same way. The fourth and fifth way now, the backside tackle blocks who we used to read. So now he blocks out. So now you're going to have a good double team to a front side backer. You're going to base, you're going to base, you're going to base. Give him the midline here. Now the quarterback's eyes are on that guy. If this guy is downhill to stop the run, we're going to slip something behind there, whether it's at 4 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards, in that vacated area to try and get the football to that player and take advantage of an aggressive linebacker right there. And then what we would do out here is with the second, we would follow that. So if this guy collapses in, now we've got that second window of an opportunity here. But this is our fifth way. This is our zone. This is our run pass option. This is the most basic way you can put it in. But this is a good and effective way to do it here. So we'll take a look. Again, we would have a wide receiver out here, and we're going to read this linebacker. So as the quarterback now gives the midline to the tailback, his eyes are on this backer. If this guy's downhill, now we would just put a slot receiver or someone right in that vacated area, and you'll see coach walk right in there that we're just going to give it to him right there. So we're going to base there. We're going to work a double team there. Base out on that. Eyes are on this guy if he's aggressive. We pull it and we throw the run pass. If he's not, we still give it. And now we got to make that guy make a tackle in space beyond the line of scrimmage. So we'll take a look at this. Take a look at this real quick. Now that linebacker's down. Quarterback pulls it. Throw it right to the vacated area of where that linebacker left his spot. So we'll take a look at it one more time. Pull it. Again, we'll take a look at another clip here. We're going to run zone to the left with a run pass. So now we're going to base out on this guy. We're going to work a double team to the front side. Base, base. We're going to read this guy. We're going to bring a slot receiver into that vacated area right there. So it's just another easy way here to read the second level defender and a guy that's over aggressive, and just put a slot receiver in that spot that he vacates. Good operation here by the quarterback. Again, now we're going to take a look at this. Key coaching point is here. Now the quarterback's going to bring that ball to the back hip, and you've ball handled it so many times, you know where they're going to be at. Your eyes are on this backer. Now they've got to really use fast hands and get the ball up top, and then be able to deliver it right here. This is good by the quarterback, getting it out. Good turnaround speed there. Taking a look at this next clip. Now we're going to run it to the left. We're going to base the right defensive end here. The right tackle's got to redirect. We're just reading this backside linebacker right here. He's aggressive on the downhill run. He sees that open cavity right there as if it's going to be an ISO play. He fills it. Now we're just going to fill that void with a slot receiver for an easy run pass option here. Good operation time by the quarterback, getting it down into the mesh and then getting the ball out fast. Again, just to review the inside zone 5 different ways. I hope you found this video useful. But the first way, typical zone read where you're reading the backside end. The second way would be a 2-back split flow where you're blocking the backside read. The third way is going to be a split flow wrap read where you're going to have a lead blocker for your quarterback. Still going to be a read play. The fourth way was our split flow ISO zone. And then our fifth way is the run pass option, which has become so popular. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you can get something out of it.